The Stanford USC series has been so entertaining with close games, thrilling finishes in recent years. They've gotten the best of them, have the Cardinal, winning 6 of the last 8. And he will take a knee in the back. And Burns to pass to open up the game. And is deflected and incomplete. Here's McCaffrey's first touch of the night, and somehow able to wiggle free, and then it is fumbled but recovered by Trent Irwin. First down, a little inside screen, and USC read that well as Francis Owusu lost 2 yards. McCaffrey split out, Bryce Love in the backfield.
Movement. Ball didn't get snapped when the quarterback wanted it. Talked about in the open, 3 new offensive line starters for this Stanford team. The offensive line.
False start.
So after the penalty, a 2nd and 17. They run option to Love, and great pursuit by the front of USC, including Biggie Marshall coming up from that corner spot along with Gustin to make the tackle. A loss of 3. 3rd down and 20, and they go with McCaffrey on the ground. And one of the few guys you actually think could pick up 3rd and 20, but he is tackled by Adoree Jackson after a gain of 7.
He would probably be aiming for that 30-yard line now.
And that's exactly what he's able to do. A directional kick to play keep away from Adoree Jackson.
During the kick, holding, receiving team number 56. 10-yard penalty where the kick went out of bounds.
Here's Davis. As Justin Davis tackled by Jordan Watkins, gain of 7. They will stay on the ground with Davis, and they will move the chains.
Well, and you couldn't ask for a better start right now if you're USC offensively. Establish your ground game. Again, the last 9 times these 2 teams have played, whoever has won the rushing battle has won the game. And the last 2 games last year, USC had some success running it, but they just weren't able to sustain it throughout the game.
Very sizable offensive line for the Trojans. Once again, Davis, and once again, a good gainer this time, out close to the 44. 2nd and 3, and that'll move the chains again as Davis is getting a good workload early on here on the farm. And they will pass, and it is Davis out of the backfield who was first met right at the line of scrimmage that time. A lot of movement up front. Have them clear this up. Ronald Jones had nowhere to go. Solomon Thomas with his 12th career tackle for loss, a loss of 5. Here's Brown on 3rd and 20 as they play it conservatively with Rojo. Ronald Jones and Colombaye makes the tackle. Christian McCaffrey had a 97-yard punt return called back in week 1 against K-State. Chris Tilby on to punt for the Trojans. And there's the directional punt as McCaffrey lets it sail over his head into the end zone for a touchback. McCaffrey in the I formation here, 2nd time out on offense. And Christian out to the 25, a gain of 5. 2nd and 5. McCaffrey testing the left side this time. And it'll be 3rd and maybe 2. 3rd down. McCaffrey first bottled up, and then the 2nd effort finding a hole. That'll be good for a 1st down. Burns' 1st down pass as he's able to get it complete for a gain of 9 that time to Dalton Schultz, who falls right in line with some of the recent great tight ends here, like Fleener and Hooper.
Yeah. He did a beautiful job that time of settling right between the two inside linebackers. That wasn't a very big window for Ryan Burns to throw it into, but his tight end did a great job of finding the spot, turning and showing his numbers to the quarterback, and they get the nice completion on first down.
Overloaded to the right side of the line is Nick Wilson, an offensive lineman wearing number 96, playing tight end, comes in here on 2nd and 1. And they pitch, and McCaffrey goes to that side, but he barely gets back to the line of scrimmage that time. So second straight 3rd and 1 on this drive for the Cardinal. Apologize for the mic issues with referee Land Clark.
Well, it looked like they signaled that timeout was called. Was Stanford must have called a timeout?
3rd and 1 off of the timeout for Stanford. And it is a quarterback run for Burns, and Burns is able to pick up 3.5 yards. So it's a first down for the Cardinal.
He's 6'5", 230 pounds. That's some hits that you save from number 5 taking, and you get the first down. Now you bring a rested Christian McCaffrey back into the ball game. Design quarterback counter, following the block of his tight end and his fullback, and a good power run by the quarterback.
And the dangerous combination of both McCaffrey returning as well as the speedy Bryce Love. Play action. Burns looking for McCaffrey, and look out! What a way to start the night! Christian McCaffrey, 56-yard touchdown reception.
Well, I mentioned you better have a plan every time Christian McCaffrey's in the ball game of how you're going to defend him, because you don't allow that guy to have that much open space, and they paid the price.
Jake Bailey drives this kickoff, and it bounces right off the chest of Adoree Jackson, who fields it. And Jackson is gobbled up at the 16-yard line. So Davis in the backfield with Brown. Play action. Brown a lot of time here to look over his options. And then is able to get it complete to Juju Smith-Schuster. Davis, good hole on the left side for Davis, and good leg drive for another first down. Flag came down as there was motion up front.
They tried to snap quick. They had kind of a funky formation here and trying to get a quick snap. They weren't completely set, and that's going to set them back 5 yards.
Jones tackled right past midfield. Brown quickly gets it out to Mitchell, who breaks free and streaks down the sideline. Another Trojans first down. And once again, a little sloppy up front.
Yeah, those are the kind of penalties that you really hate as a coach.
Brown taking a shot downfield and just beyond Darius Rogers. 2nd and 15. Little underneath route with Mitchell as he turns the corner and is finally wrapped up by Holder. And a gain of 12 that time. Pressure off the edge on 3rd and 4. And the flag comes down yet again.
Yeah, it's now. I'll say this, they're taking a long time at the line of scrimmage, and sometimes it's hard for those offensive linemen to hold in there that long, but this is a veteran group, an experienced unit up front that is right now just kind of not playing with great concentration, and they're hurting themselves.
2 steps forward, 1 step back. 5 penalties overall for the Trojans, 4 of them on the offensive unit.
And in this part of the field, the difference between 3rd and 4 and 3rd and 9 is enormous.
Now a different defensive look for Stanford. And it's incomplete. 47-yard attempt. And a good strike of the ball, good rotation. And they bounce a squibber that he fields clean at the 4-yard line. And in one burst, he gets out to the 25. Here's McCaffrey. As they go underneath to Rector. McCaffrey in space again, and a Stanford first down. 10-yard reception for Christian. And now with the pull and a big lane and a stiff arm past midfield for McCaffrey, a gain of 9.
It just can hurt you in so many ways. They're just going to run basic power sweep. They pull a couple linemen. He sets up the blocks really well. And he's one tackle away, one ankle tackle away from breaking off another big run. Here he goes out all the way out now as a wide receiver, and he's drawing a safety in coverage. Here he is out here. Different looks with Christian McCaffrey.
Great down and distance to do something with it, and that's exactly what they'll do, but a little too much as McCaffrey had worked his way open, but Burns missed.
Third time they've had 3rd and 1, and again they can rest him if they need to.
Second timeout used in this first half by Stanford.
And there's another conversion.
Burns quickly gets it out to Irwin, and a good pickup for Trent Irwin. Short inside pitch to McCaffrey as he was patiently looking for options. Instead, he found Porter Gustin coming up with the tackle. This is McCaffrey now on the direct snap as he pushes the pile ahead close to the 26-yard line. Underneath and getting free was Dalton Schultz. Boy, 2 Trojan defenders were there, and then Schultz just spurted ahead for 12. Play action. Burns with time. And off the hand of Schultz. And they're able to find McCaffrey that time. A better job by Michael Hutchings. 3rd and 9. Pressure on Burns, but he's able to get it, and that's going to be incomplete. Conrad Ukrapina, who had one of the kicks of the year last season, that game-winning 45-yarder to beat Notre Dame on the final play. This from 31. And he pushes the Stanford lead to a full touchdown. David Shaw's team up 10-3 here at home. Here comes Adoree Jackson. One move and then darts out to the 20. Ronald Jones, and Jones has a hole. And a gain that time by Ronald Jones of 8 yards. 2nd and 2, little tap pass to Burnett. And Burnett with a good gainer and a first down for USC. Jones with Ware as the lead blocker, but he was wrapped up by Elijah Holder. 2nd and 8. Brown trying to extend the play. The pressure gets to him.
The coverage down the field did not enable Max Brown to throw it on time. And when he tried to escape the pocket, he didn't know what was behind him. And another negative play for the Stanford defense.
AC Toohill with the first sack of the night for Stanford. 3rd and 17. And Jones will have to settle to get it back just past the original line of scrimmage. Trying to keep it over to the outside of those numbers. As McCaffrey went down, was undercut at the end of that play, and a flag comes down.
Elijah Holder, number 13, pushed him in the back, though. Yep.
Yeah, there was nothing for Harris to do. Number 7 Stanford on top of USC. They're going to start here from the 43. Would have been from back at the 28 if not for the penalty. Only a net of 20 after that USC punt when you tack on the penalty there. Bryce Love on the pitch. And Bryce Love out past midfield. McCaffrey able to get past 3 would-be tacklers.
Stanford going real smash mouth here. Again, they're heavy lineups.
Look at that hole that opened up with all that meat on the left side. 2nd and 6. Here goes Christian. Cuts back inside the 10. It'll be 1st and goal, Stanford.
Stanford going with the power lineup, running power football. It's a little counter. They pull the guard. They lead with the fullback. Great block by Daniel Marks, the fullback, number 35, and patience and vision by Christian McCaffrey. They feel fatigue on the USC defense, and they're pounding the football at him.
Back to work on 1st and goal. Smallest guy in front of McCaffrey right there is 241 pounds, the tight end. Still working is McCaffrey in that pile there. They bring in all the extra linemen. And it'll be 3rd and goal. High formation. Overload to the right side, and now shifting is Nick Wilson. 3rd and goal. McCaffrey up and not in. Stopped inches short. John Houston and Michael Hutchings among the USC players involved.
Great job of meeting him at the height of his jump and not letting the ball cross the plane. It was a well-timed jump by McCaffrey, but even better timing by the 2 defenders that met him at the height of his jump.
4th and goal, and they're going to need to use their last timeout.
7 straight runs on this drive for Stanford. I would expect this to be number 8.
4th and goal. Loaded backfield with McCaffrey. Score. So now a touchdown run to be framed with his touchdown reception earlier.
This great burst by McCaffrey. Explosion in the legs, getting up over the pile and getting that ball across the plane.
This was angled a little too far to the side, trying to stay away from Adoree Jackson as Bailey hit it out of bounds. Fifth offensive penalty on USC, and there's a completion underneath to Petit, and the ball comes out. As they're going to have to clean up that pile there.
That ball's ripped out by Elijah Holder, number 13. SC lucky to get the football back. That's Juju in there fighting for the football.
Well, he did a good job of being right on top of it. Here's Brown as he's able to connect with Mitchell. That was a good looking pitch and catch, well timed that time for a 19-yard reception. Brown downfield. And almost coming up with it that time was Juju Smith-Schuster. Had to try to go up and over Elijah Holder. 2nd and 10. Brown's going to check down underneath to Davis, who was cut down. Gain of 4. Mitchell in motion. They're bringing a little bit of pressure off the edge as he swings it out to Davis. But Hoffpower was right on top of it. And the back rotation from Tilby. That's the fair catch near the 10-yard line. Well, that was awkwardly handled, but not when Christian McCaffrey is around. He just has a way. Good awareness by McCaffrey.
Well, it was a high, hard snap that time. And it caught Ryan Burns a little bit by surprise. And McCaffrey, fortunate for Stanford that he was there to collect the football.
Clay Helton thinking even when something like that happens, McCaffrey hurts us. As they're going to let these final seconds tick down. Second and 5. Davis with a good surge there. First down pass now by Brown. And Rogers shakes free. Good inside move by Rogers and a 10-yard reception. And an inside run crossing midfield is Justin Davis. 2nd and 5 run with Davis. Able to lower the pads and drive ahead for another first down for USC. Gain of 6. Play action. As Brown at first looked Hampton's way and then had to go back to him. But that is going to go for a loss of 2 as he was covered by Holder. 2nd and 12, Brown again. An easy pitch and catch, and this time it is Petit. He lost his footing, but it's going to be 1st and goal, USC.
Boy, I thought Max Brown was going to take off and run this. He had a big opening, but he does a great job of keeping his eyes downfield and seeing his tight end creasing the defense.
You saw Dallas Lloyd thinking what you were thinking as well. He got drawn up there thinking it would be a quarterback run. Ronald Jones now down to the 1-yard line. And now some tempo here, and it works out just the way they wanted it to. Touchdown Trojans, Rojo.
Well, the right side of the line just caved in. The Stanford defense. Watch the right guard and right tackle here just cave in that whole side of the defense. And Ronald Jones just takes it into the end zone.
17-10. An impressive opening drive for USC. As McCaffrey will take a knee.
McCaffrey is a slot receiver, first play of the second half.
And they will begin with Bryce Love. And here goes Bryce Love. You talk about McCaffrey and being shifty in his speed. Bryce Love is a very good-looking athlete for the Cardinals.
Yeah, very explosive, very fast. He didn't play in the opener against Kansas State. This is just zone blocking, and he does a nice job of waiting until he sees a crease. And again, with McCaffrey out wide, a lot of eyes and focus goes out there, and they slip Bryce Love in for a nice first down run.
McCaffrey will take a look as Bryce Love will get some attention here. They run power again. And Love with a gain of 4.5 yards. Cam Smith, who's back from ACL surgery last November, with the tackle. With Ryan Burns on 2nd and 6. Designed quarterback run as they led with marks. On 3rd and 4, the star attraction is right back in there. As Burns calls out to Usc to the top of your screen. Burns to pass. And Burns going to do it himself, and he does it well. McCaffrey, as he is ridden down by Adoree Jackson. 2nd and 3. As McCaffrey often patiently waits for his blocks and then explodes, as he does that time. As Love comes in, he's carried the ball 4 times to McCaffrey's 22 so far tonight. And he'll take it on the pitch. And they're able to corral him as Michael Hutchings and Nwosu come up with the tackle. The streak of 200+ yard all-purpose yardage games has moved to 8, leading the nation. Here's Hogan to the end zone. Just deflected away by Jackson as he had coverage on Burns with the throw. We're discussing Kevin Hogan.
Yeah. Nice throw.
Said Hogan's name for so many years.
Michael Rector not able to really be involved in this game because of Adoree Jackson. Single coverage. Adoree Jackson just reading the eyes of Michael Rector. When he saw the eyes focus on the ball and the arms go up, he brought his arms up, knocked it away.
Trying to set up the screen to McCaffrey, but well tracked that time by Hutchings. Made from 31 earlier tonight. Ucrapina pushes it to a 10-point lead. Set to kick off. 20-10, Stanford on top. There's Justin Davis wrapped up. Good defensive play that time by Bet Edwards.
Really good play.
2nd and 10, Brown. And he'll get back over to Davis, who spins free and then is wrapped up. Gain of 3. Be 3rd and 7. Third and 6, and Brown was being pressured and had to throw it away. harmlessly goes out of bounds. End around here with Rector. He's a fast one. Michael Rector. Can he get there? Stiff arm and free. Touchdown Stanford. 56 yards.
Great job by Burns selling the fake and McCaffrey selling the fake. And then Michael Rector uses that speed to get to the edge of the defense. He has not been able to separate from Adoree Jackson as a receiver, but as a runner, he uses that speed and runs right away from number 2 for a Stanford touchdown.
And Todd, I think that's the biggest difference when it comes to the evolution of Stanford is when they first got off the ground during the run of the past 8 years, it was big bodies, power football. They still have that identity, but they have real game-breaking speed on the perimeter and in the backfield.
Yeah.
And Ronald Jones with a helpful start on first down. Brown, easy loft downfield, but it was beyond Burnett. And right near the sideline that time. That is caught by Stephen Mitchell. And trying to stay alive is Burnett, as it's going to be real close to that line to make. That extra effort may have gotten him there. And here's a reverse, a flea flicker off of it, and a throwback incomplete. 2nd and 10. Seen Darnold earlier this year in some third downs and red zone situations, but it's been all Brown so far tonight. And that's a tackle for a loss that time by Peter Kalambaye. A loss of 4.
Kalambaye was actually engaged with Chad Wheeler, I think the left tackle, and still was able to trip up the ball carrier. Wheeler's blocking him, number 72, and he just is able to kind of reach out and get enough of the ball carrier, Davis, to knock him down.
3rd and 13.
False start. Offense number 60. 5-yard penalty. Still 3rd down.
They're 1 for 6 on 3rd down. And their average yard needed on 3rd down has been over 10 yards.
6 penalties on the USC offense tonight. Brown over the middle, and they come up big. Petit, just when they needed it, Max Brown finds it.
Boy, beautiful job by Max Brown, eluding the pressure of Solomon Thomas. Solomon Thomas is in there quickly. Number 90 beats the guard, Mama. And Max Brown shows poise, staying in the pocket.
Trying to fight his way back to the line of scrimmage was Justin Davis. Then take a shot on 2nd down, and that's off the hands of Smith-Schuster. Now Sam Darnold has come in as the quarterback, the redshirt freshman, on 3rd and 10. And Jones tries to muscle his way ahead, and he does so inside the 20. Ronald Jones, the lone back. 4th and 1. Jones. Stanford defense says no, and that mark looks short. Remember, the yellow line unofficial. As Justin Reed tripped him up.
Well, Solomon Thomas again with good penetration forced the ball carrier Jones to bounce out a little bit. Look at number 90 in the backfield, forced him to bounce it outside a little bit, and then he lost his footing moving towards that first down mark.
And that is a turnover on downs. And then on the other side, you can always turn to this guy. McCaffrey on the pitch. And he's able to get us something extra that time, over 130 yards rushing tonight. Averaging 5.4 yards per carry tonight is McCaffrey. And now the pitch to the other side. USC's initial surge was able to force in lateral. Then Adoree Jackson helped clean things up. 2nd and 13 now, and Bryce Love in the backfield. And Gustin able to corral Love. On 3rd and 9, plenty of time, taking a shot downfield, and that ball is intercepted by Adoree Jackson. He was looking for Owusu, but Adoree Jackson comes up with the pick.
David Shaw told us yesterday, he told his quarterback, if you throw at Adoree Jackson, you better be certain and you better be careful. He's that good of a player. And that time the ball thrown too far inside, and Adoree Jackson in perfect position to make the interception. Owusu was the intended receiver.
After the interception, personal foul, face mask, passing team number 6, a 15-yard penalty, first down, USC.
Max Brown in at quarterback. And as they get it into the hands of Smith-Schuster, 2nd and 8. Here's Brown again to pass. Underneath, route ball came loose there, incomplete. That was Holder coming in hard on Petit to break that up. Pressure, had to get rid of it, catches it, and a first down, Darius Rogers. Davis trying to test the middle there. Kevin Palma with the tackle for Stanford. Third and 6 now. Brown flush from the pocket. And incomplete that time as Terrence Alexander had the coverage on Juju Smith-Schuster. Tack another 10 on the total for Christian. Bryce Love. Well, he almost got free there. If it wasn't for Porter Gustin.
Right now, Stanford is just saying, we're just going to do what we have done the last few times we've played in USC, and that's just try to impose our will now and run the football.
And that's exactly what they do. The handoff to Love again. And here's McCaffrey out of the Wildcat.
And you can see Ryan Burns just seeing the play clock. He's going to take it down as far as he can before snapping the football.
3rd and 2. Here's the pitch. And McCaffrey will have a fresh set of downs to keep working that clock. Flag comes in at the end with an extra push and shove out of bounds near that USC bench.
After the play, personal foul, late hit, offense number 73, a 15-yard penalty. It will be 1st and 10.
So first down, Stanford.
I have a feeling that's a penalty David Shaw can live with.
McCaffrey once again follows his blocks. Ball may have come loose at the end of that play. I'm saying it'll be 2nd down. Stanford retaining possession here. Bryce Love will be 3rd and about 2.
I just thought it was fascinating that Clay Helton actually made the statement this week in the media that Stanford is what we at USC are hoping to be and hoping to become.
3rd and 2 as Love will come up a yard short. Another directional punt this time as they cross hashes, and it left a little extra room for Adoree Jackson. As there is Juju Smith-Schuster. Sam Darnold in at quarterback for the Trojans. And a quick strike to midfield for a 1st down as he finds Darius Rogers. That time Rogers slipped.
Nice.
Good swing there to Burnett. Great arm talent shown by Sam Darnold that time, wasn't it, Todd?
It really was. I mean, that ball came out quickly, stepped up in the pocket nicely, and that was a small window to throw the football in. The linebacker had turned his back, so he didn't see the football, and Darnold threw it right past his ear.
So a 1st down for the Trojans here as Darnold has them on the move. Not much there on the option as he is corralled, but he's the kind of guy that if you talk to folks who go to practice every day, they said there are a few things he'll do in practice that'll wow you. Backpedaling against the blitz, going to throw it cross field. We saw a rope there to Burnett. Sam Darnold here showing a little bit of something. Inside screen as Mitchell finds it tough to shake free. 3rd and 8. Darnold over the middle. And that ball was intercepted off the deflection. That was Nord Davis who just all of a sudden the ball pops up and he secured it.
Well, Hoffpower was in the guy in coverage. Number 10, take a look. You're going to see him in coverage. Darnold threw that ball off balance, drifting to his left. The ball was behind. And you're right, Davis is there to catch the deflection. It goes off the arm of the intended receiver, Petit. And Davis comes up with the interception.
What a strange bounce for a ball that's driving down to a sliding player to then bounce up. But great awareness by Nord Davis as it went off the arm of Petit.
They're going to take a look at this, but that's a good interception. The ball never hit the ground.
Nope. Bryce Love. Cameron Scarlett now. Well, this looked like a Stanford kind of win, didn't it?
Yeah, absolutely. Looked like that, felt like that.
Christian McCaffrey with 165 rush yards, 73 receiving, 22 in the return game. They played keep away there. 260 all-purpose yards for Christian McCaffrey. It's now 8 straight games with over 200 all-purpose yards, and that is the longest streak in the country by a large measure.